us start. Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us today for another Q&A, long due Q&A session. And so let me first introduce our small panel today. Andriy is our executive producer. Sergey is our technical director. Taras is our lead game designer. And Igor is our design director. What, Taras? You are muted. Okay.
Oh, okay. So I just wanted to mention that we don't have actually lead game designers or anything like that, which have like more of a horizontal structure. So I'm principal game designer, not lead. And I always like very.
You. Okay, so Andriy first will introduce our near future plans, and then we will get to your questions. Just let me please remind you that it's not our first Q&A session, so please abstain from questions like when we will have Battle Royale or other belabored questions, and let's focus on the topic of the near future of the game. Andriy?
Okay, hi everyone, it's Andriy from Frog Lab. Thanks everyone for coming. It's been a while since our last Q&A session. Like, you probably know that we postponed our launch and now we focus on redesigning and rethinking of some system in the game to make sure to make Shatterline better. And that's actually a huge work, and it is still in progress. In the same time, we remember about our community, and we are preparing new stuff and features. Like for now, pretty soon, like I think in 2 weeks, new season will start. Season Charlie will be live, and we'll deliver a lot of cool new stuff there. First of all, there will be brand new PvP game mode. There will be new, and I believe the best map for Escort, and like many other cool stuff there. Keep tuned. On top of that, a bit later, like not with the start with season Charlie, but somewhere in the future, we also want to show you a new version, like quite a significant rework of Expedition. So yeah, there will be like the first iteration that we want to check with you. The mode will change, I believe, quite significantly, and we believe it's pretty cool. And Taras probably could talk a bit more about upcoming Expedition.
But maybe
Taras?
let's start with your question first, or should I just like briefly?
Yeah, I think you could.
Okay,
give some
okay.
like.
So basically, I am the expedition guy, so I will be like, talking the stuff related to the expedition. So basically, what we've figured out during this time is that expedition became something that we didn't really intend it to become. And by that I mean we wanted it to be like, you know, more of a roguelike experience, but not actually a speedrunning experience. And that's exactly what just happened. And I believe that that is a problem of a linear structure of the game mode. So we decided to rework it in the way that players will have much more ways to go, much more things to do there, much more options to choose from, and choose that their own way. Like, how do they get that blueprints or whatever they get from it? Yeah, that's basically what we are focusing on right now. So basically, we are changing the structure. We are changing the pacing of the expedition. So it's not gonna be like speed run anymore. We're gonna add much more exploration there. We want it to be really like lots of optional activities also. So basically, yeah, you just like choose where you go, why you go, and like you pick your own difficulty, your own level of challenge you want to deal with. So yeah, that's pretty much it on a high level, and all the details I hope you will see like quite soon. Yeah, because we already are playing it internally, so there is a totally working prototype already there in the office. Still lots of work to do, still lots of things to finish, but it's underway. We did like a huge job. I want really to thank immensely the team behind it, because it's like an insane amount of rework that was done like within a very short time frame.
Thank you, Taras. And Igor probably could share a few words about what's coming in PvP. Igor, you're muted. Okay. Then probably.
Okay, guys are asking about the new map. No, the first iteration will not be done on a new map, but the current map will have like some significant changes to it, and also the work on new maps is underway as well, but it's not gonna happen that soon.
Hello. Do you hear me, guys?
Yes, we
Taras,
can
do you hear me?
Yes.
Because somehow I don't hear Andrew. But anyway, so I tell you a little bit more about a PvP update. Yeah, as Andrew said, we designed and developed a cool new Escort map. It's brand new, and it's actually, according to my experience, it's much better than previous two maps. We absorb all experience we had from previous maps, and I believe this maps will like as we like, because we play it eternally a lot. Also, it has a beautiful visual art style. Besides that, the new mode, I will tell you a little bit more about it. It will be 3 versus 3 game mode. It's very fast-pacing combat, and this mode, these both maps and mode, we are moving to designing and understanding how we could implement in best way ranked games. Ranked games is still not there. I know that a lot of questions will be about that, but we are exploring and looking for opportunity how we could implement it, and I believe, and so in some time we will add them as well. That's it, basically.
Update, guys. Before I will turn to the questions from the audience, let me please remind you that first, the language of this conversation is English and only English. And secondly, the time for today's meeting is 90 minutes, starting now. So I hope we will squeeze into this timeline easily. So the first question was from Basis, who raised his hand long before the Q&A started.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yeah, sure.
Hello, nice to see you finally.
We're glad
we
to
have
see
a
you
lot
again
of
too.
Thank you. We have a lot of questions, but how many can I ask? 1, 2?
Let's start with 2.
Thank you. The first one we really would like to know, it's about the shotguns fixes. Do you plan to fix them? Because right now they're very powerful. and we are just crying about them. So do you plan like maybe to short the range for shotgun at least or something? Do you have anything in mind?
We constantly looking into the numbers while preparing the release for updates, and yeah. So if numbers will show us that there is a problem, so it's overpowered, definitely it will be fixed. It will be fixed.
Oh, okay. And then second one is for me, because we're doing content and we are love to see custom games. We are waiting for this custom lobbies. Do you plan to release it soon, or it's still sometimes in the future?
It's
I
definitely
believe
after the
that's-
ranked game.
Oh,
You're right.
Okay, thank you so much. Well, I don't know. Wish you good luck. Thank you again. See you.
Thank you.
Bye.
So yeah. Again, my apologies in advance if I mispronounce
mute.
anyone.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
Yeah, hello. So I've got one question, a few questions regarding the camos and the map pool. Are there any significant map changes coming in the next season? And are there any significant game mode changes coming in the next season? Like, are we getting a rework on, let's say, Plant the Bomb? Are we getting some new maps like Promenade? Some mods that have been leaked?
I would say that like the biggest rework in the nearest future coming is Expedition, related to Expedition. As of Plant the Bomb, we're thinking about it. We even like did some prototypes and playing them internally, but I don't think it's something that will go live like in the nearest future.
Of the demolition mode will appear as an event in Season Charlie, but not for long.
Okay, thank you.
Not the
about-
reworked version, yeah.
Yeah, sadly.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the next question goes to Gaps.
Oh shit, I forgot to lower my hand. Someone already asked all of my questions.
Okay. Triplinator. Okay. Maybe he or she is away. Then call it up, please.
Hello, thank you for having me up here. May I ask some questions?
Sure, that's why you're here.
Yeah, sure.
Okay, sorry. I was asking, are you gonna add anything such like an infinite expedition mode?
I think it's not gonna be totally infinite, but it will be much longer than current version. It already is. It cannot be infinite just for a reason of the dedicated servers that are hosted on like a third-party hosting, and after like some time, there is a chance that the host company will just revoke the server, and it's like rapidly increasing after 1 hour. So basically, we want to keep the sessions within 1 hour lengths, but like not strictly, but mostly. I think that's the intention. But yeah, it will not be 15 to 20 minute run, and you can actually like spend as many time you want there, but you can spend much more time there than right now.
I appreciate you. And some players have been wanting a motion blur option.
motion blur option. Don't we have it? I don't know. I really don't care. Always turn it off, so I just don't know.
Oh, I never saw motion blur option.
I have no
We'll
idea
check.
really.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll check.
Because as I said, I always turned it off, and we never like seen requests for that. So yeah, I don't think it's a huge problem, but yeah.
Okay, I appreciate you. Would you like me to get off stage now?
First, if you have no more questions, thank you for them.
No, I don't have that much questions, but you guys stay safe wherever you guys are, and have a good day.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Jim the Puffin. If you are speaking now, we can't hear you. That's for sure.
No.
Nah, doesn't work. Please solve your mic issues and rejoin. BR.
Hello?
Hi there.
Hi.
Hey, I don't know if this is on anyone else's radar, but are you thinking of difficulty sliders or just options for the roguelite game mode? Because it seems like the story mode, there's like a lot more threat of dying, or maybe there's just more like enclosed spaces with a lot more enemies, and roguelike it seems like we only die when you get swarmed by adamants or shard skins.
You want difficulty options for roguelike or for standard PvE for
For
missions?
the roguelike mode.
Okay, so the rework we are doing right now means that you actually choose the difficulty you want to stay on.
Oh, awesome.
So you will have places that are more difficult, places that are less difficult. Obviously, start with least difficulty, and you now choose your difficulty you want to stay on. You will decide with your team if you want to go on higher difficulty with higher rewards, something like that.
Awesome. All right, that's all I got. Thank you very much.
Just keep in mind that everything we're talking about future expedition, it's our design intention and prototyping, and like when it hits live, some
Subject
things
to
might
change.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Now to Detective Taker.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes.
Did you expect to do something about people leaving PvE games? Like leaving Expedition or the episodes?
What did you mean?
Like going AFK or something like that?
Okay.
We have kick for expedition and for PvE. The time is not huge, but it's not also very short. I don't remember the exact number, but the AFK are going to be kicked. There is a problem because sessions are quite long, and sometimes people just need, to go to toilet or something, and we don't want to kick them too abruptly, so it's more than 1 minute, but there is a kick, auto kick there, and also like I don't know how that ruins or not your games, but actually you will always have a new player joined to the expedition with all the stuff that previous player had looted before. So basically, the progress of previous player is not lost. So we hope it doesn't really ruin the runs. Sometimes it might, of course, because it all depends on the person. But we don't really think that actually leaving the expedition is like a huge problem. But if you think it is, we can discuss it.
Yeah, thank you very much. That was my question.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, please.
Oh, yo, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, so.
yes.
Oh, nice. Wait, sorry. But my question is about PvP. So, like, do you guys have like any explanation? Not explanation, but like, are you gonna like do something about the knockback bullets? Like AK has the attachment that has knockback bullets. For example, in PvP, it's the most annoying thing to go against. And like, I'm sure like most majority of the players agree with me. So like, is there anything like anything about it?
Could you please repeat what attachment you're talking about?
There is a attachment that has like bullets that push you back. So basically, it's something very similar to Destiny's flinch system, and we didn't have too much feedback about that, but I think we can look into that and maybe
Yeah, I
nerf
also
it
never
to
heard it before. Is it so annoying?
Yeah, there's a guy called Cool Cheese who made a feedback post. Major PvP pain points. He like explained everything that's wrong with this game. I mean, not in PvE, but like PvP overall. He made a huge list saying what's wrong with this game, and not the game, but the PvP side. And there has been over 70 players who have agreed with the points. So
the problem is that they agreed like with an entire list of the points, and it's very difficult to see which exactly points they agreed on. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, I see what you mean, but like most problem is, especially with the knockback bullets, is that it feels like it like ruins the, how do you say it, like it ruins the whole fast pace of the game. Like when you get hit once with a knockback bullet, it feels like you're like ice skating or something. It doesn't feel like you're playing the game. Like, you guys know about the BHOPs, right? Like,
yeah, sure.
And like when you're B-hopping and like, you know, playing the game, and then you get hit by the knockback bullet like once, it just like ruins your whole movement. Like, it's just feels weird to play with the moment.
Okay, we will check it.
I think it can be addressed. We will see.
Yeah, I will take attention on this. Really, this is the first time that I see that I heard that it's so annoying.
Also, one more. Can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
About DMRs. There's also this knockback, not knockback, but like this stopping bullet. Are you guys planning to remove it or like at least nerf it? Because since the gun is already OP, like why would it have bullets that make it even more broken?
So after you saying this, so what I can say, we will look on it.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I will take our attention. Thank you for feedback.
Yeah.
Anything else, Pim? I guess not. Thanks.
Yeah, no more.
Yeah, thank you. New bomber, please.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
It is possible to remove the loading screen when entering to the shooting range and make it available while the game is searching for a match. Waiting for the match is boring now.
Well, that's a nice question. So
Yeah, I can try to answer. Yes,
Yes,
yes, we do have plans to make shooting range as part of lobby level. This is actually was planned originally, but then to save time, we make it a separate level. But the shooting range will be part of lobby level. And once it will become of lobby level, it will be automatically possible to stay in shooting range while we're searching the game. Because of right now, it's not literally possible because of you do matchmaking from lobby, not from shooting game. So this is a separate level.
Thank you for answer.
Thank you for your question. Anything else, Lubomir?
And it is possible to download the official soundtrack because the music in the game is incredible.
I think it's a tough one, Andrei. Do you know? Do we have any? Like, it's a legal issue. I think. Do we should have?
We'll check it. Like we never thought about that, but if there is a demand, we'll check if we legally can
It's
do
a
it.
separate contract with artists to release the soundtrack, so it definitely needs us to like check with the artists, and there are several of musicians who worked on our game, and like they should prepare the like versions, not the game versions, but of the music, but like the listenable version of the music. It's not an easy thing to do actually. Just like because it requires some extra production for that.
Thank you for answers. Have a nice evening.
Nice to you too. Next in line is, let's put it the German way, Pumpi the Prophet.
Yeah, hi.
Hey.
First of all, I think I'm gonna speak for the rest of us. Thank you for making the game. We're loving it. We wouldn't sit here if we wouldn't love the game. I got a question. In the last Q&A, you said you will add some weapons. They are not included into the tier, but something around that. And in the last update, there's also some weapons got leaked and also some abilities from the operators. What do you think? How long could we hope on these weapons and on those abilities?
Please check Season Charlie that starts in 2 weeks, and I believe you'll find some of them there.
Okay, very nice. Okay. Yeah, and I think the rest of my questions got already answered. Yeah, that's all. Thanks.
Thanks for bringing that.
Thank you very much.
Have a nice evening.
Evening.
Erwin.
We don't hear you.
We cannot hear you at all. So, Erwin, same to you. Please solve the mic issue and get back. Aragon. Who seems to be away. So
3OF looks like fixed his mic already, and Resin.
3OF had his mic fixed. It was another person.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Sorry.
So, Phantom Crystal.
Hello.
Hey.
Okay. Nice to meet you guys.
Same here.
So yeah, what I want to ask is there any further development in characters? Maybe we have like 8 levels in the character, and we have something that the character have progressed to grind for. But the thing is, it's a linear progress, right? Maybe is there any plans to make it, something like a skill tree or something like that? Any variations that's more versatile or something like that? Like an example, maybe like a tree at payday or something like that. Yeah, that's what I want to ask. That look, maybe it could be at this game.
Andrei, what do you say? It's written on your face. I think we are like considering all the mentioned options, but no promises at this point, because everything is under the discussion. But something like that may come up at some point.
Yeah, I see.
To some
Because
extent,
uh,
no specific things to tell right now, but to some extent, in some systems, we might change them to be less linear.
I will looking for that. Because yeah, we have options to change our secondary abilities right now, but maybe there's something more. Yeah, well,
Maybe, yeah. There are a few ideas, but like we cannot promise nothing explicitly right now. But yeah, there
yeah,
are some ideas there.
yeah, I get it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Away. So if not, who you at? Who you going again?
Oh, hello. Yeah. Can you hear me right now? Yeah.
Yeah.
So PvE content being released like every quarter, like 2 episodes, one Blitz mission and like 1 full length. What's gonna be different? It's gonna change during like the next season? Are we gonna get more PvE episode, more PvE content that I know that you have in the backlog that you need to just finish up and polish up so everything goes perfectly? So my question is, will there be more PvE episodes and PvE content available during the next season, or are we limited to that 2 episodes like last season and then the season before that?
Andrew should know about exact production plans. I just know that we have something under the sleeve.
Thank you. So
we do
or expectation of like more than 2 PvE episodes, like that we got last time.
Yeah, we do. We definitely do have plans for more PvE in future.
Okay, thank you.
However, I'm not 100% sure if we'll have anything in the next season.
Okay, thank you.
And your list mission for you.
There are like missions that are almost finished, so I just can't tell when exactly they will like be available.
I know
something like
also the thing about the current PvE, a lot about PvE because you know wargaming. So I know that you have a smaller backlog already available that you need to finish up. So can we expect the release of PvE episodes to fasten up during the next season and before release?
The question is if we should expect more episodes before game launch, right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, I think so. I think we'll have some new PvE before game launch.
Are we getting like more than 8 or less than 8?
I'm
no numbers, I
not
think.
ready.
Less than
Yeah,
8.
I'm not ready.
Less than 8, definitely.
Okay, so not like all the content getting re-released.
I think the main focus right now is on expedition still. So we are going to finish the things that are in progress, and then we will launch the game, and then we will see how it goes.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, I think Tim may have solved the mic issue.
Oh yeah, hello. I forgot to ask a bit some questions. My question about the shotguns. It's not about the shotguns, but like overall, like the shotguns have these bullets that have knockback bullets. Example. overall, shotguns are already OP. Plus, they have the bullets that knock you. Plus, they have the attachment called incendiary bullets, which means that when hit, it does like 10 damage, like per second. So basically, you hit him, you do already like 40 damage, like guaranteed. So, are you guys like thinking about it for like PvP? Like, it's for me, it's like it's kind of like broken right now. So, is there anything like to tell?
Like the thing is, and it's very hard to tell right now what is right, first of all, because the player base is not that huge and the meta is very like stabilized and still, and it will greatly differ when we will have more players once we will start advertising the game, which is not the current plan, but it will definitely happen in the future. The shotgun, I told about the shotgun issue before. It's very divisive weapon type, and it's always either totally underpowered or totally overpowered. And I have never seen a single game on a market that has a middle ground in community opinions about shotguns. So they either suck or they are OP. But statistically, that's the funniest thing. They're like totally perfectly fine. I mean, they're very balanced statistically. But I know that it doesn't feel like that in actual game. Because you have the matchmaking, you have skill issue, you have different maps, you have different runs, and in under specific circumstances, they might just demolish you on specific map with specific players with playing that shotguns, and on other runs you don't have that issue. So it's very difficult to figure out the exact shotgun issues, and even more difficult to make shotguns to appeal to the entire community. So I would say that we will leave the shotgun issue. We might do some like changes for now. I think we could talk with our like weapon guys and ask what do they think about it, because we see that lots of community are asking for that subjectively. Statistically they are fine, but like we see what community wants right now, and it will definitely change when more players will be playing the game. So if they will require another pass for them anyway, so we just can try to change them for now just to make your lives more comfortable. But like I don't know, we need to ask weapon guys. They are not on the meeting today.
Okay. I don't really want to go into details like what's the problem with the shotguns now, but like statistically, you mean by the players that are playing right now, or do you mean like overall the whole time the game?
No, for the players that are playing right now. Like
okay,
because we
okay.
are looking at statistics that after recent changes. We don't look at statistics for previous releases because changes were made already.
Okay, so I heard correctly. Its statistics are right now. So basically that means every player that has quit are complaining about shotguns. At least on my experience, every player that has quit has complained about shotguns, which means the statistics aren't talking about the players that has quit. So you do realize
that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's absolutely true. I mean, we cannot tell for the entire community, but the balance, like it is, as I said, it's there, and of course it doesn't count the people who already quit the game. So, as I said, we can talk to our weapon guys and see if they are willing to make these changes to make your like lives easier. I personally don't think there is a huge problem with that. But we will need to talk to the guys and ask them what do they think, because they have their own like backlogs and stuff to do, so that should be planned. And lots of people are asking right here, right now in the chat, so I don't know. I think
Yeah,
it's like
you definitely
it's
should look
feasible.
there. So a lot of people asking about that.
Like, thinking about shotguns.
Let's
They're
get the shotguns over with. Let's have something more in terms of questions.
okay. I want to ask about something about servers. Do you guys like have it as your first priority? Like, right now the servers are bad. Like, I want to let you know. You guys know it, right?
Yes, we know that there are complaints about our hosting provider. We listen to these complaints, and right now we are working on integrating new hosting provider, which, as we know, have a good, successful records of hosting games like similar to us, with fast pacing, ping demanding game sessions. So it's on the way. It's early to say when it will be done, but we are working on it right now, immediately right now. Yes. And besides that, we're also constantly doing improvement in our server code to reduce ping between you did the action and you got response. So we are constantly reduce the lags and working on stability of our netcode. And also we are working on new hosting provider.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know what to say right now. I need to think. So, surely that's like someone else talk right now for me instead of me. Yeah.
Sure, thank you.
Hello.
Hey.
I have a few questions about the game. Will there be any game optimizations for the future, like in plans? As currently right now, since a few, like I think update 68, every update has been reducing the FPSs for like people who have lower end devices. And I've been seeing it as well. Like even if you have like a decent high end computer, I've been seeing people dropping 10 to even 20 frames per update. Are there any plans to optimize the game in the future, in the near future anyway?
Let me handle it. Yes, we see the problems with random FPS drops, and most of the time there are actually two sides of this problem. One side is that we have increased our low spec. It was done because of lighting. We decided to make level looks better, and for that we have to enable lighting technique, which is quite demanding to fill rate of your video card. This is why low end computers start suffering from FPS drops. But it was required. Otherwise, the looks, the visual looks wasn't that competitive as we want to be on the market nowadays. And the second problem, it's because of the engine. The engine has to have all shader compilation pre-compiled in order to run on your machine. If some combination are not here, you have FPS drop. It happens, we try to pre-build all the possible combination on our side before releasing the build to players, but due to lots of different combination of specs and graphic settings, we sometimes have combination that is missed, like it was recently. In order to cope with that, we have decided to reduce some graphic settings to make it simpler and less less combinations. That should have problems with periodic FPS drop issues. And And of course, as we work constantly on caching mechanics to make gameplay smooth, more smooth, especially when something is spawned like IE, effects, grenades, etc.
Okay. Will there also be any plans to adding things such as FOV sliders or support for 4x3 resolutions in the future as well?
I will try to answer again. For FOV sliders, no, we cannot do it. We cannot do it because of it will require changes in renderer, which will bring instability in the game. And at the moment, we don't want to add this problem, say issue into the game. And for the second part, what was it?
For example, more monitor supports for stretch resolutions like 4x3 or 16x60, or just like other forms of resolutions for more, because a lot of people prefer playing 4x3, especially in competitive games.
Yes, yes, I understand the question. 4x3, it's like in Counter-Strike. No, we don't have such plans. Yes, we don't have it.
Okay. Will there also be any plans to making bunny hopping easier for players on console, especially since a PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5 release is coming soon? Are there plans to making some mechanics easier for them? For example, a full speed slide BHOP requires you to do a 360 to go faster, but obviously a lot of controller players are unable to do such a feat and find that difficult. Would there be any implementation of just making a normal slide BHOP just be as fast as a 360 slide BHOP?
Well, what I can tell that I just wanted to tell that the way the players are actually currently exploiting BHOP was never planned. So it was in many ways a big surprise for us to see that the game works like that. And for now, the decision is not to remove it, but if we will see that it will like be ruining lots of gains, it might be reviewed. But I think there is no plan to remove it as it is right now. But some over-the-top things are already nerfed, I think.
And as
like
of
Mongoose BHOP.
As of control optimization for consoles, we just recently started testing on PS4, and like at the moment we fixing like the biggest problems that players report, and after a while, like the more feedback we get, the more testing we do, most likely we'll do something with controls as well. Yeah. Probably will at some point try to make controls for console players more comfortable.
Okay, by the way, just answer in chat because there was a reasonable question like if the shotgun is a problem or shotgun plus BHOP is a problem. Just drop the answers in chat because that's a very different thing. Okay, everyone says that the shotgun's like not related to BHOP. Okay.
Okay. Another question. Sorry to ask so many. Are there any more plans to changing the anti-cheat system software that we currently have in game, which is easy anti-cheat? Are there any plans to change it, as it is one of the optimizations for the games that is reducing FPSs for a lot of players, as well as it is still not very good at deflecting some of the hacks that are still coming into the game, slowly that are being made?
Let me answer. So for the anti-cheat, we don't have plans yet to change it. We have plans to improve and empower the anti-cheat rather than change, because of easy anti-cheat, as you may know, it's not standalone company. It's a part of Epic Game System ecosystem, and Epic Games ecosystem provides not only the anti-cheat but the whole bunch of operational tools which work together. Like when you do player reports, for example, it goes to Epic backend, and Easy Anti-Cheat is tightly integrated with these reports. It does analyzing it, and they automatically apply bans and sanctions mechanism according to these reports. So the whole system work as one. And changing one piece will require us to build the same ecosystem as already we have. So to empower the anti-cheat solution, we also have implemented so-called trusted matchmaking. Now we take a look on Steam data of the player and see if it's a trusted or not player, and we try to group trusted player together. Also, we have constantly update the anti-cheat, the Epic Game System SDK to the latest one to get all the latest patches, and we constantly update the cheat databases. So you always work on the very, very fresh database, anti-cheat database. And also there is a, we know that anti-cheat is not enough, and you're right, because of some changes in game logic may be catchy and understand only by game code. So we have also implemented so-called several traps, I would say, in our game code. So we see when players try to modify common places which anti-cheat, what cheats use right now. We see it, and we do automatic report from our game servers for these players. Thus, we can collect who do it in a frequent manner, and these players will not even understand that we see them. And all this report goes to anti-cheat system, and they eventually got hardware ban. And we see a lot of hardware bans by anti-cheat on our backend servers. And about reducing performance, I never heard about it before because of anti-cheat is a non-intrusive solution. So, but we will. You are talking about Windows platform, not Steam Deck.
Yeah, no, Windows platform specifically.
Specifically, okay. We will check it because of as we see, it's non-intrusive. It shouldn't do any effect on your performance.
Okay. One more thing. One more last question. Will any quality of life changes be added in the near future for a lot of things such as gun reticles or new movement text that will be added, or custom crosshairs? Sorry if that was a bit random.
I don't think
Making
we
sense.
have. I don't think we have that on plans. However, if there will be like many requests, I'm sure we could take a look on that.
Oh, and will there ever be a separate armory for PvP and PvE? Since a lot of sorry, this is the last question.
No,
Since
it's not in our
of
plans. It's not in our plans at the moment, so it still be same for PvP and PvE part of the game, but for new expedition, so there will be a bunch of stuff added.
Okay, thank you. That was the last question. Sorry about that.
Bye. Let the 3 more questions from you guys if you have more than one, since we have quite a line of people to ask their questions. Unaware.
Okay, so I've noticed, like, just playing Escort in general, like a lot of my games, I'll find that the enemies they just end up getting camped in their spawn. So the Escort games aren't that long, and then you see like players start leaving on the enemy team, and that just kind of compounds the issue. So is there like any ideas for how you could balance the mode?
Igor?
First of all, we when the opposite team is leaving, we are adding more players through matchmaking. So if the games is goes not longer than 10 or 15 minutes, so we are joining more fresh players from the matchmaking queue. But the mod is balanced by itself. So if the opposite team could not reach this next checkpoint, so in 3 minutes the game will be lost. If you're talking about Escort mode, that's how it's usually working this mode.
So I don't know.
Maybe we should look into the timeout, and right now it could like 10 minutes, but if the game is very long, like 20 minutes, probably we could increase this timer like in 5 minutes to connect more players, just to fulfill the both teams.
Okay.
Yeah, probably
I think
partially.
we'll also.
Yes.
Yeah, probably some part of the issue with spawn camping might be related to level design. And I think in the new map that will be delivered in season Charlie, I think some of the problems like could be like solved there. I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah.
In new map, it's definitely like fixed, but still, it's possible that some people from opposite team decide to leave. So it's like regular situation.
Yeah, so I think that's good if like the new map has changes that would kind of prevent that, and then if like that ends up working out in the new map, if there's like any ideas for reworks to like the current Escort maps that we got to fix the issue, I think that would be good.
Yeah. Yes, and we definitely want to look how you will be play this new map and how our new solutions are working. That's what we implement there, and if it will be successful, what I really hope. So we will use this knowledge for improving like old maps for sure.
Okay, sounds good. Yeah, that'll be cool to see the new map. Thank you.
Thanks. Live finger.
Hey guys, I'll try to make this pretty quick, but I just said I want to ask about is there going to be more hero balance changes? I guess like specifically, I feel like Orbit is like very overtuned in PvP, and it's like always the choice of like who the best players are, and like his kit's probably just a little too good in general. But and then you have like on the other end probably like Brisa's like is not picked very often, but I'm not sure if you guys had plans to reevaluate balance on those.
Like nerf with block, right?
Yeah. Last time, I think 2 updates ago, we already nerf Orbit. So we reduced the increase like cooldown time for his abilities. And right now we are looking into the numbers. Is it okay or not? So this spy drone was overpowered according to the data, and we nerf it. And we will definitely look it once more time to check how it's going.
Okay, and then actually kind of related to the previous person, I have had quite frequently it happens that one person will disconnect at the beginning of a match, and then the entire match it never fills in that person, which I'm guessing is just a bug of some sort. But there'll be times that you'll play like an entire Escort mission where somebody will leave at the beginning, and then you'll just play 5v6 the whole match. So that's
it looks
something
like a
eager to
bit
pay
back.
attention.
It's okay. Thank you. We'll look at it.
I think that's all I had. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Play.
Okay. Hello, guys.
Hey.
Do you hear me?
Hello, yes.
Yeah, okay. Hello, guys. Thank you for game. Thank you. My name is Serhiy. I'm from Ukraine. I'm streaming your game on Twitch. And I have a couple questions for you. First, it's Twitch drop will be connected for the game in the future. And second, will you add the ability to trade skins in game or switching with players, other players? Thank you.
I will answer about Twitch drop, if you don't mind, Andrew.
Yeah, sure,
yes,
please.
yes. Probably you have seen it on the new site that we have started integration with Twitch drop. So on the site, it's done already, and right now we are working on the backend side. And as technology, it will be ready very soon. Then we just need to understand how we will do it and what content will be included into Twitch drop. But yes, this is in our plans, and we are working on it, and will be done quite soon. Andrew,
Great. Thank you, Serhiy.
Yeah, your question about your answer about trading.
Yeah, we do not plan allow players trade like any content like between each other. So we most likely will keep this flow centralized.
Okay.
But maybe the problem is not in trading skins, but in being able, like, for streamers to provide exclusive content for their players, which is an entirely different question with an entirely different answer. Am I right?
Yes.
But yeah, why you need that?
Yeah.
Why you need that?
If you're talking about possibility for content creator to share
for gifting,
like
for gifting.
For gifting.
for
Okay.
content creator, yeah.
Yeah, like content creator, yeah, on Twitch.
I think we'll support this.
We actually do have redeem codes that can be used by content creator to give something to their viewers.
Technically, but not
But you need the
implemented
content for
as
that.
a
Yes,
UI
yes.
without content support. But yeah, that's why I asked that, because I know that feature is gonna be implemented at some point, and like then everything will depend on actually content creators and their marketing campaign and all the stuff around it. But that's all I think is mostly for release and pre-release times. And now we need to focus on improving the game.
Okay, thank you. And one questions. Will chat be added to the lobby?
I will answer. Yes, right now we are working on adding text chat into the game. It will be added into party and game session, team, and all chat, and all. For the lobby, you mean a general global chat like in like MMORPG game, like World of Warcraft? We don't have such. No, I mean, I was thinking about lobby. The question was about lobby chat. You mean when you enter the lobby, you have a chat, like where everybody is chatting. For this chat, we don't have plans. It's quite complex to do this because of it will be just a big room for all players, so it's technically wise not a simple solution, I would say. And from our experience, usually it's spammed with some cheat promotions. So it's not probably not a good idea, but for now, no. But we are working on text chat, and it will appear quite soon in the game.
Okay, guys, thank you for answer.
Thank you.
1 hour into our session, so another half an hour left. Slot me.
Hello. All right, I got a few quick questions. One, I want to know, because I've asked this a million times, or I keep bringing it up. Is there one-shot protection?
Is there one-shot protection where?
In PvE.
In PvE. It depends. I would prefer not to answer that question really, but as long as you are asking, there is no way for me to like. There is a kind of it. Yes, it is.
Okay.
There is, but it depends on the
situation.
actual difficulty you are playing.
Okay.
So it's contextual. It's not like 100% always one-shot protection. But when you are at full health,
that's what I've noticed.
There's nothing.
Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, because I just have a couple questions, so I don't want to waste too much time. To the AFK thing, from way in the beginning, is it possible that we could have that removed and just allow the community to police itself with like Votekicking instead?
Votekicking is a very toxic thing.
Okay.
In fact, so I think no.
Okay. All right. Next quick question. My CPU and GPU usage has always been at 70%, and my friends have the exact same thing they notice. Doesn't matter what I set my game settings to, I always get 170 FPS. Is there any plan on getting that sorted out or no?
Sergey?
It shouldn't
one
be
doesn't
like yes, it shouldn't be like you say. Maybe it's maybe it's a bug. The problem is that for PC market, it's quite hard to release the game that will perfectly work on variety of all hardware, combination of hardware, CPU, GPU that's available in the market. So right now we are focusing on most common combination, and we try to achieve a good asset performance on this combination. But later on, when the game will become more and more popular, and we will get access to more and more hardware, we will constantly improve the situation with this hardware.
All right, final question. You don't have to answer this one if you don't want to. Does Easy Anti-Cheat run on Ring 3, so user space on Linux, or does it run on admin space? Because there's a massive issue with Apex Legends right now because it runs in user space, and there's tons of cheaters.
For Windows, we know for sure that it runs on kernel space. It requires the administration right to install.
Yep.
For Linux, you mean for Steam Deck or for Photon?
Just any Linux.
Okay, any kind of Linux. So I don't have an answer, but I know that it's officially supported, and we have enabled it. So on our backend side, the Linux is enabled it, as turn it on, and all database is provided for the Linux.
Okay, yeah, so then it runs in user space. That's unfortunate. That's fine. Okay, that's all my questions. Have a great day.
Thank you. The next one is Nerski.
Hello. I wanted to ask if you guys have any plans to work on tools that might help content creators with content creation, in any form, any quality of life things that people might use for making YouTube videos or anything like that.
Do you know any options you can think of that YouTube provides for that?
So, well, not that YouTube provides. So I had I did create a feature request that essentially what you would be able to do. So like CS:GO, where you can view a previous match, you can go back and watch that match, and you can switch between players, and you can remove the UI so you can only see, like the first person viewer model, stuff like that. But I made a small YouTube video and sent it in as a feature request showing Black Ops 2 on the Xbox 360. You used to be able to, and I bring this up because, this is technology from over a decade ago at this point. So I can't imagine it's super difficult to do, but you could record a game, go into that game, fly around with a camera, set up points on a dolly camera, and then as you play through the timeline, the camera moves from point A to point B to point C smoothly, and you're able to create cinematics and stuff like that way. That's just one example of something that content creators could probably use, and also the team could probably use if you guys want to make promotional videos, and then also people could use it for making promotional videos for tournaments and stuff like that as well. So it's just like little things like that that don't only benefit YouTubers, but just help with content creation in all aspects.
The funny thing is that you're talking to a guy who actually designed the exact system you are talking about for another game, Ubisoft title like Trials Fusion. I worked on replay camera system there, so I perfectly know what you are talking about. And the good news there are for you, and there are bad news for you, because I think we have that system internally to an extent. And we can record replays and like do some kind of stuff with camera and stuff. And I believe there is like a huge technical problems with making it available publicly. I mean, there is a technical capability to do so in like some kind of future, because like, I mean, if you don't have the replay recording implemented in the game, the answer would be just plain no, because it cannot be implemented like on late stages of the game. But the thing is that providing all the tools and making the recordings available for specific people, first of all, it's expensive. I mean, the replay, just like it weighs many megabytes or gigabytes, I don't even know. So like, it's a storage cost, we pay for it.
Yes.
So it definitely need to be solved in many ways. So maybe when we will have like a big streamer request for that, and we will have like some strong revenue to like work on that, we can implement that. But that's not a nearest future plan. Most definitely, I mean, like, certainly not a nearest future plan. But the
Okay.
good thing is that we can technically do that.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
one
also
thing with the sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I also would like to add to previous answers that the replay is here. Yes, we constantly use it inside the studio. It costs space, but not only space, and we also use it on production. When you see a best moment of the game, it's actually the replay. But it's only a little part of this replay is used because of the whole replay. It's around several hundred of megabytes, and it's literally impossible. Well, it's possible, but we don't want to stream this replay on all clients, because of it will increase the cost of servers in multiple times.
It's very expensive thing. So basically, it will be something like a content creator program and some kind of content creator relationship, but it will be definitely part of the business, but not a part of a public agenda for the company, because it's just too expensive to maintain.
Well, if you guys need someone to test it, I'm your man.
Okay.
And then so also on that same note, is there there's the expense of storage. Is there a way that you can make it a demo system that would be saved locally, and you would have to manually enable it in the game client, so that you're not recording everything, you just manually, like, you can type in a console command and it starts recording a demo to your local device or to your local storage device?
I don't think it's technically feasible. I think
Okay.
everything happens on server.
Yes, there is a big part. It's a game server, which has more codes than game client. And in order to do that, what you are asking, we have to provide the server code on client side, which is not safe.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay,
the game session will happen on dedicated server. It will be possible to give you a replay. You will be able to save it as local file and do whatever you want with this replay locally. But not now.
Okay.
I think there should be one thing that could probably make you a bit more happy is that, and one thing that can happen like much sooner. It's still like I think it's somewhere in backlog, but I don't know where exactly and how soon it will happen. But it's like just turning off the HUD, and for many streamers, it could be sufficient already.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that would be a good option. Yeah, because if we're not getting FOV sliders, then control over the HUD would be nice. Kind of like if you guys are familiar with Rainbow Six Siege, you can go in and change nearly anything on the HUD. So having the option to select only certain parts, that would be pretty good.
So we will have like it in some kind of fusion.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
Thank you for your questions and suggestions as well. We have 20 minutes left. Ben, please.
Hello.
Hey.
All right. Any chance of a blueprint cap regs or whatever, making it? I don't know what to say now.
What?
Like, raise the blueprint cap from 700.
Okay, understand.
And add like skin that you can buy with blueprints in the store.
No plans for buying blueprints in the store.
Like like skins with your blueprints. Like character skins.
Buy skins with blueprints. Okay.
Yeah. Because I've been stuck on 700 blueprints for a while now. Can't do anything with them.
We won't have next
I think.
by the way.
I think like there are fairly few players like you, so that's a great achievement. But yeah, I think it's a good idea to actually make it possible to use them for something else in the game, and we will definitely consider it.
Yeah, that's about it really.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Hello.
Hello.
So I had a question about expedition maps. So in future expedition maps, are you looking to like change the entire gameplay of different maps? Like say there was one Dubai, you'd have like different levels in like towers or something like that. Like just different gameplay changes that make maps different from others. Like, what is your philosophy when approaching maps like that?
Like the first thing is that when we started working on the new kind of playing, new ways of playing the expedition, it definitely created a demand from our side, like on making the maps like a bit different in terms of level designs to make them suit better for exploration, because in fact current map design is quite linear. So I believe that the next map will be less of a linear, more of a we will provide you even more options for the exploration. The map design is a very big and complex process because the map itself is huge, and to make all the details for it just takes a lot of time. So it's very an expensive thing to prioritize the map over like very specific type of gameplay rather than to make it suit for the how the entire system works. So how the entire system works is a top priority, but then again, we are going to change the maps time from time to provide some new gameplay experience on existing maps or on new maps to add more flavor to seasons and stuff like that. I think you will see some changes like that quite soon. But they are not like huge, they are not like make it. But for us, it's much easier to add new, like, activities to the map, new ways of interacting with that than changing the layout to actually make it work for this specific season, for this specific kind of gameplay. So basically, that's the idea.
Okay, and on top of that, so will different expedition maps have different encounters? So on the one that we have now, there's like a set there's like set encounters for that, and then like on a different map there would be different ones to fit the environment, or would they share encounters?
We are adding this also for the existing maps. There will be some encounters that are related to specific parts of the map. So stay tuned to see how it works. Give us your
Okay.
feedback, and I would personally definitely want to see, and that's I think one of the things we are going to explore with newer maps is like to how to make more different types of gameplay. Like maybe some parts of the map will need to not be arenas, but push forward type of the gameplay that is naturally related to actual map design. So we want more like things like that in gameplay that are more related to specific level. But keep in mind that all that kind of things that are map related are much more expensive because you cannot reuse them on different locations and stuff like that. So they're like, a kind of an extra, not like the core of the game, but an extra, a flavor.
Okay. And so my final question, and this one is one that Raptac asked, is there's been rumors about the game being moved to a new engine. Is that true?
No.
Well, there you go, Raptac. There's your answer.
We are going to use a new hosting provider for game servers, yes, but
Okay.
moving game into new engine, it's literally not possible.
Okay. Well, that's all my questions. Thanks for answering them. Love you guys.
Thank you.
Bye.
Hello? Hello? Can anybody hear me? Hey,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah. Hi.
Yeah.
One of the questions I have is that I know you guys talked a lot about ranked play and stuff, things like that, and obviously like support from game devs for ranked is really nice and everything. But will there ever be, in the near future or in the future in general, will there ever be an ability to host custom lobbies, and will we get some creature comforts like team limit sizes, game timer sizes, things like that?
Like the short answer is yes, but not right now.
Okay.
Like
I can add to this topic if you don't mind, Taras.
Go ahead, please.
Yeah. So as I mentioned before, we are using Epic Online system quite intensively, and it provides the lobby with the possibility to do custom games, game sessions, and etc. So all what you are asking about. So the plan is to integrate all this cool stuff in the game in some point of future.
Okay.
But yes, we are thinking about it.
Would you say in 2023? For sure?
2023.
Like this year?
Not sure.
No big. And then
no promises here, I think.
Okay. Yeah, no,
we cannot,
absolutely.
We cannot do promises here, but
Absolutely.
we know that there is a demand on it, and we're thinking
All right.
about it.
I have another question real quick. obviously some people ask about the Twitch drops, things like that, but is there any other plans for advertising the game, such as like social media? Maybe you guys get some like content creators to play the game for a little bit on Twitch, some of the bigger ones, things like that?
I think we'll like check all the opportunities when the time is right.
Okay.
Right now, we're in the phase where we're still iterating on the game,
Mhm.
like polishing stuff
Yeah,
before
but yep.
investing in marketing. Yeah, but when
Alright.
we'll be closer to commercial launch, we'll definitely do this all.
My last thing that I'll say, it's not so much, I know we talked about shotguns and I'm not going to have a question per se, but referring to Cool Cheese's feedback post that he did make, I know, Terrace, you said there's a lot of points in particular that a lot of us agree on. I think one of the more in particular points that you guys could please keep in mind would be the lethality versus the ease of use when it comes to shotguns, and that's completely excluding B-hopping from that whole scenario. But thank you guys for what you do, thank you for the time, and thank you for the game.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you very much, Lucas.
Thank you.
Very nice, man. Lyra. Lyra is I think. Okay, next one. Lion Gecko.
Hi.
If of course the question differs from your new name.
Can you hear me, guys?
Yes.
All right. I have few questions. Quick one. First one is, will you add skins for guns, like not blueprints, but legendary skins for store for guns, not only for operatives?
Andrei?
Like the skins for guns.
Like
You
legendary
mean
skins for guns.
Yeah.
Like modifications, but skins.
But without buffs.
Yeah. For store, like
Yeah.
operative skins. Will you add those or not?
The answer is, I think yes. I think we'll do that in some future. Like I don't think it will be at the beginning of season Charlie, but yeah, at some point I believe we'll add them.
Okay. Second question is, will you add grindable camos? So like deal 100,000 damage and get gold skin for a gun. Will you add those or?
Like you mean skins for some achievements?
Yeah.
I don't know, Taras. What do you think?
We will start not with skins, but with. In fact, you actually had this in seasonal events. So you needed to play the game to get some skins, and to do some stuff, to some specific event stuff to do that skins. So in that way, it's definitely gonna happen. And as long as we will like start actually doing, and I think it will happen like quite soon, some kind of seasonal achievements, there will be content. I would not say that it skins or something else, but you will have like cosmetic content that you can only get for doing very specific things in the game.
Okay, nice. And the last question. In Season Charlie, will you buff Tornado SMG?
That's written on your nickname. I don't think we can answer like balance related questions because the guys who are working on the balance are not in the room right now. But we will definitely pass that question to them.
All right, thanks. All right, bye guys. Thanks.
Bye.
Thank you.
Hello. There's just one question I wanted to ask. I've heard the PS4 uses Vulkan. Is it being used for the port?
something.
Could you repeat the question, please?
I was saying I've heard the PS4 uses Vulkan. Is this true, and is it being used for the port?
No, we don't use Vulkan for PS4. We are working on Vulkan right now to make possible in some future to start using PS5 natively.
Oh,
But
nice.
PS4 doesn't use it.
Okay, that's all I wanted to ask. Thank you.
Who can also be away? Okay. That was a nice TV.
Hello, can you all hear me?
Yeah. Hi.
Hey, yeah, we can hear you.
Awesome. So I just had a few questions. You might not be able to answer them all, or you might not want to answer them all. But my first one is I've noticed, especially on my end and some of the players I play with, we have ultra high hours, so we're nearing the 1,000 hour mark. And due to that, our number of games we have played seems to be really high. And I don't know if that's having an effect on it or not, or if people with less games played are experiencing the same thing. But essentially, it comes down to the MMR system being a little too tight right now for the player base. So at least on the U.S. end, for when we play in North America, the average player base at night seems to float around 500 players. And not like trying to self brag and say like my MMR is so high or whatever, but I just noticed recently that match times have gone from like traditionally taking 5 minutes in queue to find a match to going all the way up to 30 minutes on average to find a match. Do you guys have any plans to potentially loosen the MMR system like in the present and then maybe tighten it later when the game grows?
Sergey, that's probably a question to you.
So right now, yes, maybe the problem is that we have a global matchmaker for all regions, and the settings are the same for all regions. And it's good that you raised this topic because we will take a look on the data and see how does it perform for USA region, because of we tuned it for Europe, mostly for Europe region. But it's highly tweakable, and it's we can change it on the fly.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you for that.
and for MMR, if I answered correctly.
Okay. My next question. There has been kind of a rumor going around on a potential split between PvP and PvE. I know you guys had iterated on it before in the past that a lot of balancing changes weren't coming or were not preferred because of how it would affect PvE. Is there any chance that you guys plan on separating the clients in the future?
I don't think we are going to separate the clients, but there is a discussion about, and it's just a discussion, nothing more than a discussion. So just like take it as it is.
Understood.
That some of weapon settings, and not many of them, like we don't not definitely gonna change any behavior like recoil or spread or anything that it's like will mess with your muscle memory, but some of the settings like maybe range or damage might be tweaked differently for PvE and PvP, and it's still like a discussion. It really will depend on the scale of changes that will happen to PvE and if there will be really necessary, because the problem is that you're used to how the weapon behaves, and then like you basically jumping into a different game, and it makes things sad. And we have like shared progression between PvP and PvE, so it makes really little sense to make them two separate lines.
Understood. Valid points. Well, I appreciate your time, and thank you. You guys have a good day.
Thank you.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
All right, I just want to make this quick. I only have one question. I want to know if you guys have plans in implementing a Killcam feature with probably a skip option for people who want to skip it, because they might want to see how they died and maybe to see how they can improvise on, being in this situation they are in.
Killcam feature is in our plans, but it's not for like nearest future. Somewhere it could be, but a little bit later.
Okay, that was it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
We are in the 90-minute time, but I think we can spare another 5 minutes for other guys in line to ask the questions, if you don't mind. I mean the panel. And Gabs, another try.
Yeah, I was basically, my question's pretty simple. When you're in game and trying to switch between guns, there's a tab that says favorite guns, but for the history of my history of the game, that has always just been like a randomized panel. And I was wondering if there was any plans to have the ability to set favorite guns that you can quickly switch between other guns in the future.
I think what you see there is like the most recently used guns.
It doesn't
It's
seem to
not
be
true,
recently
Andre.
used.
It's a hot mess right now. I have no idea how it works. We definitely need to look into it and improve.
I think it might be recently used guns, but probably you experience an expedition when you pick random stuff. Might have an effect on that. But okay, we'll take a look there.
Thank you.
Guys who asked already the question, please stop adding yourself to the line because I'm declining those requests. Yeah. Lyra.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry for earlier, I was AFK for a bit. I have a few questions, mostly PvE. First is about the expedition. Like when you complete a main expedition, a main objective, like you have the option to call a VOD for to leave, right? And would it be
Yes.
possible to make it like when it's only one person wishing to leave, so they could leave like alone without if they have something to do and just so they aren't forced to continue with if they don't want that if they don't want to.
Okay, I think I have an answer to that. We are working on a feature that will allow that technically, because currently it is not technically possible for you to leave and receive your rewards, because you all get the rewards when the session ends, basically. So we were working on that technical possibility. It's not gonna happen with like nearest changes in the expedition, and it will also require some rework on the design side, but we are definitely considering this because the way the expedition is going, most probably will require that kind of feature, because like sometimes people just see that like the team wants to go to more difficult location and you maybe just want to like have a relaxed time, so we will definitely need that and we will add that in the future.
I see. Yeah, because because most of the time it's the person wishing to leave is like someone else. Like most of the time, me and my friend we just play and we get supplies here and there, and sometimes someone just wants to leave and they can't because we want to continue. Yeah. I
Let's
have
put it
another
this
question.
way.
Yeah, I have another
I
question.
will
It's
just like, okay.
yeah. Sorry. Just about the ability to deny being revived. Whether in PvE or PvP.
Can you please repeat? I don't think. get you right.
If it would be possible to add the ability to deny being revived, like just pressing a spacebar to toggle denying reviving or not, especially in PvP when there's a random medbot from a pill who revives you in the middle of the entire enemy team.
We are aware of the issue with PvP revivals, especially by drones. There were things that were already done in that regard, so currently drones do not revive you or try not to revive you when some you are like it. Some enemies can have a view on you. But we know that the issue is there. We are definitely going to address it specifically in PvP. For PvE, it's not so much of an issue, and I believe that like the changes we are preparing for PvE will not really make it really necessary to actually have that option. But for PvP, I definitely think that we are going to make some other tweaks to the systems that will like address the issue.
All right. Thank you for your answer. I have one last question. So I know the story for now is focused around the shell guard. Is it like is it? I don't know how to say like sorry like is it planned that at some point we'll be playing someone other than shell guard, like playing as a strafer or as a chosen one against either
You
shell guard or the
already
Crystalline?
can play. You already can play as a chosen one.
Yes, but
So
like
and it's
having
a
a
part of
proper
this.
episode, like as the another team, like another faction.
Okay, the episode with chosen.
Yeah,
That's a good
our
idea. Really
narrative
cool.
guys actually dreaming about that. What are you
Yeah,
saying?
yeah. I think at some point we just should do that. I mean, like it's badass and cool, and like the chosen mission. Like I will think it will kick ass, basically. But it's not currently in production.
All right.
That's what I can tell. But
Okay,
yeah,
I like this idea.
Dennis
It's cool.
should think about that and maybe do us some writing for that.
All right. Thank you very much for your answers.
Yeah. Thank you. And we have last 3 people in the line. I will try to read it right. Jack Chach.
Yo, what's up? Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yeah.
I'm gonna make it as quick as possible, so others can say. The first question is from a friend who can be here with us. He's PlayStation player and he's asking about open beta. Are we playing or making open beta or something like that?
It was like last week.
It was closed beta. We're talking about
closed beta. Okay.
Yes.
No, open beta. Open beta. Andre?
Actually, we just started the closed tests. We'll do a bunch of them when we'll be ready to like extend. We'll definitely do. At this point, I'm not sure if we'll have some like formal process of open beta. I'm not actually sure if there is such thing as open beta on like PlayStation, for example. Like that's the state like common for PC gaming, but I honestly not sure if it's the same for PlayStation. But at some point, definitely game will become like open for everyone in PlayStation on PlayStation 2.
So I'm gonna ask another question. I'm doing it as fast as possible. Okay. Will there be achievements for Steam or in-game achievements, so we can have something to grind? Like some people already maxed almost everything, like me.
Yes.
Oh,
the answer is
okay.
yes. Just can't tell. Like, I think in-game will come earlier than Steam, and we will make them seasonal. And I think can expect some of these fairly soon. But as for like lifelong achievements, it will be implemented later and along with Steam achievements.
So another one. I think some people don't think it's as important as I think, but there's a lot of skins. But the problem is there's so many. There's so many skins, but you can't mix them or use them with some mods. So basically, I have like many skins, but I can't really use them because it's a choose. But I have to choose between skin or some little tweak from modification. Will this skin be optional?
It's a technical thing, and based can be like pretty much all of them skins can be applied to these. And actual like paints, and then epic modifications are paints themselves. So it's just basically technically difficult to mix these two, but we will see. We will see if it can be done. But for we actually thought about it, and what we could do is like to make the legendary modifications and normal skins actually mixable.
Another one is to me it might be better for new players basically.
As I requested, 3 was the top. Sorry about that. We have another one.
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah. Dindalind.
All right, thank you. So 3 questions, right? Is that okay? So first one, is there going to be options for like a fill or no fill inside of Expedition and Episodes, like where you can play solo or with only 2 people?
Fill or no fill? That's a tough one because like the short answer is like it gonna be come along with custom games. The broader answer is that like running a dedicated server for just one player is plain expensive for us. I mean, it just like works like that. It's a business. We pay for the servers. So we don't have peer-to-peer architecture for PvE. We use dedicated servers, so that's what stops us. But then again, if at some point we will come up with a way for players to just, play in different parts of the map and just go in solo, but there will be 3 of you on the map, maybe that could be an answer, but like there is no design for that, there are no solutions for that, and it's still blocked by some technical issues like the options to be able to extract solo. As long as we will have that option, we might start considering these approaches, because we know that for many players it would be a cool option to be able just to jump in and play alone. But again, we need to somehow maintain profitable, not even profitable, but like not lose money on that. So basically that's the biggest issue.
Okay. Is there plans for invasion with 4 people in a party, so one person can be the chosen and then the other 3?
Again, with the custom games, because currently it's just a plain exploitable thing.
Yeah. Okay. And then any updates on new bosses? Like, right now we have the still and then the other 2. Is there any updates on that?
Yes, there will be a new boss in a new mission that will come. I don't know when.
Okay. Can I ask one more? Sorry.
So thanks for all the questions, guys. We are 15 minutes overdue. But again, it was very, very exciting and interesting to be back in the Q&A session. So thank you for your participation. And if you have any other ideas, suggestions that you have after this discussion, please use our Discord server, the feedback channel, for your suggestions, further suggestions and ideas.
Yeah, and for those of you who might think that maybe like we just like stopped reacting to what you are writing in Discord, because I know that I was answering a lot of questions, I can just tell we are like super busy with all the new things, so I just plainly have no time to do that to that extent. And then the problem is that the changes are such big that most questions related to the expeditions just to current version of expedition are just invalid at this point.
So with the next game, guys, thanks again. Have a good evening or morning wherever you are.